let's get back to more Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Meredith on Lone Star Community Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. It's Grit and Grace with Jennifer and Meredith. I am your girl, Meredith.
I'm your girl, Jennifer.
Yes, and if it's Saturday morning between 8 and 10, you can catch us here every weekend. I was about to repeat the same words. Hello. And, of course, Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1. Right before the break, we were showing our hidden talents. And really that stemmed from because when, every week we like to highlight our guests and organizations in the community. And when I discovered the Montgomery County Food Bank when I moved here, it'd been some time, right? Since I guess of course, being a part of the church and everything, and I learned about it. But then I was like, that's really one of the hidden organizations that's like a nugget right here in our area. And it's amazing to see really all that they do. And that's what really kind of inspired the Hidden Talents Top 3. Mm-hmm. So it's because of these ladies right here, Allison and Bina. Thank y'all so much for joining us. They're here with Montgomery County Food Bank. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, we are so thrilled to have you both on. And I know certainly right now, I feel like, of course, the organization does a whole lot in the community, but I wanted the listeners to kind of get an idea too. Really tell us about the history of it, because I knew about food banks in the community, but Montgomery County Food Bank seems to, do more than just provide food to certain people or small organizations. You really expand and have a huge footprint in this community, correct?
Correct, yes.
Well, and Allison, if you'll tell us really how long the history, if you will, of the Montgomery County Food Bank, please.
Fun history. Well, the Montgomery County Food Bank has been in the area since the early 80s. And the fun part is it started out of a trunk of a car, if you can believe that.
Really?
And that really is how a lot of nonprofits start, people that have a heart for the mission, and they're just, speaking of grit and grace, they just get out there and make it happen. So Betty Hardy and Bill Byer, Betty Hardy is a founding member, and she's still on our board.
Oh,
She's
wow.
So sweet, yes. And so, and then they moved to 2nd Street here in Conroe. So they were at that location for a long, long time. But in 2014 they made their big move over to, it's on 242 east of 45.
Okay.
Very centrally located within the county, to a 70,000 square foot warehouse. Wow. So that upped their game tremendously. And so we store about 1 million pounds of dry good and another 1 million pounds of fresh produce and meat, the perishables. And then we distribute it. I love this analogy. We're the bank, and we have partner agencies, and they're like our little ATMs. So they're a lot of times a church, food pantry, and so we provide the resources for them to do their work within the county.
That is so phenomenal. And I had no idea that, of course, I came in 13, so I didn't know that since the early 80s that the food bank's been a part of the community.
Yeah.
And to start out in your trunk, and you're right, a lot of nonprofit organizations, we've learned over time, it begins with a passion, right? Mm-hmm. Those people that want to make a difference in the community. Now, a lot of the programs that I think of are centered around school starting, and then, of course, the Super Bowl with the super, meaning Super Bowl kind of thing. I can't say that better. But what other programs, or really if you'll just expand on some of the programs that y'all have going on and maybe some that may be coming up in the future?
Yeah, well, as far as events, we have a really fun one going on now in the grocery stores, and it is called the Super Bowl of Caring. I happen to be a huge football fan, so I'm super excited about the Super Bowl. Kind of little side fun fact is we worked over Labor Day because we were in the middle of Harvey. So we were having our direct report meeting, and I said, okay, I owe you guys a holiday a few weeks ago, and we're going to take the day after Super Bowl off. So let our partner agencies
Allison,
know.
I love that. In fact, I think all organizations, businesses, everyone.
I think it should be a national holiday.
It really should.
Yeah, but there's something called the Super Bowl of Caring, SOUPER, as you mentioned, in all of the grocery stores right now. And it's just a tear tag program where you just add another $6 to your grocery bill. And we take that money, we can stretch that dollar tremendously, and we serve those in need. So it's a fundraiser that we're doing right now. Mm-hmm.
I love it. And, of course, like you said, it's a small amount at the cash register, but the way that you can expand those dollars. So I'd love to kind of get an idea of really how much each of those, because you're saying $6 can go a long way, right? So if we're looking at other ways to really go and make a difference, $6, you can, in fact, become a donate directly, right, to support. But you're also volunteer-based, and I know I'm kind of hopping all over because there's so many things to talk about. But you can take donations directly, I'm sure. But I've also personally volunteered when you were at the 2nd Street location, and I was amazed at everything that was going on there. So I haven't been to your new facility just
Oh my gosh, you have
yet.
to come over.
I
Yeah.
know, we have to take a look because I can only imagine going from, I don't know that space, but then to 70,000 square feet and the impact that you can make, because I believe our church may be one of the agencies per se. I'm not sure if that's how the name of what you would call them, but I mean,
We're one of the ATMs.
one of
What are
the
the
ATM
ATMs? What church is it?
Lake Church off of McCaleb
Oh
Road.
my goodness. Yes, I love you guys.
Well,
Yes.
Don Jones and and they're amazing. But what we've learned is get to hear the highlights that, I mean, hundreds of family members get to have food provided for them.
Dawn runs an amazing program over there, and y'all are, I will just say, one of the gold star partner agencies that we have. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not just saying that. I can't believe you're at that church. That's amazing.
Yes, yes. Well, and that's actually how Jen and I met. But no, and we
Oh my
can't.
gosh, you go there too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how we met. But I'll tell you, and I can't say thank you because that's not, my ministry. Dawn leads it, but you're right. It's one of the things that it's the largest ministry at our church, and we love it. And I know there's other churches alike that utilize, those services that the Montgomery County Food Bank provides. But outside of going to churches, can some of the visitors or those in need come to the Montgomery County Food Bank themselves, or are there certain criteria that you have to be able to have to go in and get assistance?
We really are a distributor.
Okay.
So every now and then we'll get somebody that drives up that is needing food, and of course we're going to give it to them. But what we also do is tell them, and that's out of courtesy to them, here's some place that's closer to you.
Sure.
A lot of times it depends on the partner agency. They might provide some other case management resources or at least refer them. Our role is really to source the food, and pull it together. What we want is a high level of nutrition in our inventory, and then pass it out to a diverse group of partner agencies, from hospitals to Tri-County to churches like Lake Church.
Yeah, see, that's just so amazing. And going back to really the impact that can do, our, church ATM food ministry, and the ATM term is playful, but meaning that our church is able to serve hundreds of families twice a month, and it's because of the services that your organization provides, which is so amazing. So it kind of highlights some of the needs and stats in the community, because we think of it, and we are very, very thankful when we're able to have something to eat and do things, and we take it for granted. But like you were saying, some of the stats of those that are still in need in the community, I was really surprised to hear that. I mean, other than when I joined the food ministry and knew about that, but outside of the community, there's still those that need tremendous help. So they go to the distribution centers, those at the Tri-County you were saying, and then potentially some of the hospitals as well, which I had no idea.
Yeah,
So
we'd love to start that up too, so that's on our list. And we work out of the schools. Food is a basic need. I mean, that's an obvious statement. And so, we serve folks that, maybe in a chronic poor, like chronic poverty situation. But here's an interesting fact. 2/3 of the food insecure families, there's a full-time working person within that household. So a lot of times it's just low-wage work, there's a budget shortfall, there's a health crisis, or there's more acute needs, like they've lost a job, there's a divorce, or a kid gets sick or something like that. So everybody has to eat, though.
no, absolutely. And, I've been very blessed, when in between gigs and I was in need, that we were assisted. So I think everybody has been privy to it. Nobody is,
Nobody's immune, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. So I know I've benefited from it. So, I think that it just is an amazing organization. Now, going back to some of the programs, I think, of course, the Super Bowl right now and everything, but you were telling me that there's actually even a gala coming up, right?
We do. We have a gala coming up in the spring. And I am not just saying this, I'm excited about this gala because the theme and the tone is one of gratitude to the community. So we have an awards presentation where we have 5 or 6, I think, different awards that we're giving out. And one of them is Partner Agencies of the Year, St. Ignatius and St. Anthony's. And then we have a group of volunteers that we're highlighting. So, and then the fun starts. We have dueling pianos, and we're gonna have, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, how
I
great.
like springtime galas because they're a little more casual, a little more down to earth. My goal is for it to be warm and fun, and also kind of highlight what we do, and really an effort to thank those. Our first, and I'm super excited to talk about this, our first recipient is CISD, and Dr. Stockton and his wife will be out, but it was really the staff that came out and did a massive food drive for us. So they're for Harvey. So they are our Harvey hero, and it was literally because they had that week off of school, we all had that, and so instead of kind of hanging out and eating goldfish like the rest of us, they all came out and did a food drive that was just absolutely phenomenal.
That
Two
is-
different stadiums. We've never seen anything like it, so we wanted to thank them. Yeah.
No, that's a wonderful thing, and that just highlights again the volunteer needs and those that you utilize in the community has got to be. I mean, just amazing to me. When I was in between gigs, I went and volunteered. But what's your volunteer base? How many do you have to volunteer? I know you're probably in need of more, of course, but do you have a constant volunteers, or can someone just walk up and say, "I want to volunteer"? Because I know I did on the 2nd Street location, and they took me in. They said, "Yeah, come start." Separating food for us, and we were like, okay, so it could be as easy as that if we call or walk in and say, how can we help?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you go to our website, we have it's www.mcfoodbank.org. There is a sign up, I believe it's Sign Up Genius right now, where we have a new software volunteer hub. It's very easy to sign up, and we see about 4,000 volunteers annually. We utilize, they're a big part of our labor force. They sort the food on the back end, so we have some fun rooms in the back that if you guys want to come out, grit and grace, and do some volunteering, we pipe in music. If there's,
Absolutely.
we do competitions back there. So it's a great team building for any business out there, or Girl Scout troop, or anything like that. Or if you just want to bring your kids, we can take 7 and up. And so, so that's the other fun thing is the kids can come out and participate. And what we try to do also is tell you what you've done, as far as pounds of food that you've sorted, but also the impact. We want people to walk out and really understand how they're helping the community. So
Yes.
it's a great volunteer opportunity, and I have a wonderful staff. John Tyndall, he's in charge of our volunteer program, and he knocks it out of the park. So
Well, and everyone at your organization, you were speaking so kindly about ours, but everyone that I know that works with Montgomery County Food Bank just raves about the team, the organization, and really what a tight ship you have. Like, for instance, coming into wanting to volunteer, it's not just come on in, making that impact, letting them know exactly what they're doing for the community by spending, even 30 minutes to an hour and what that can do for others, which is just amazing. So with the gala coming up, are you looking for any assistance in need as well, or is this something that this is really a give back moment in highlighting some of those?
Well, the gala really is our big fundraiser of the year. And so, again, if you want to visit our website, we have information on it. It's April 7th.
Okay.
There are individual tickets available all the way to table opportunities and then sponsorship opportunities. And it's really a way for folks to give back and come out and have a lot of fun.
That is so great. See, and I love, well, of course, the mixture of giving back and making an impact, but then the fun is just like the sprinkle on top, right?
I'm excited about the dueling pianos. I've already got my song list. Yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, I thought you were going to say you're going to be dueling yourself. I was like, oh, wait, not. We're learning more about the team, but I'm like, a hidden talent, Allison, maybe? No. Well, and again, listeners, if you're just tuning in, we've got Allison and Bina with the Montgomery County Food Bank. Listeners, if you want to get connected with them, whether it be volunteering, any starting up a fundraiser, or just making donations yourselves, you go to mcfoodbank.org, correct? Mm-hmm. And I know I'm on Facebook looking at Montgomery County Food Bank, and I'm sure you've got all those social media handles, but looking into this next year, in addition to the gala, what else do you think you're kind of gearing up? Because right now it's starting to get warm, so I'm thinking of the summer programs and everything that's going to be in need, and utilizing that for I guess, the school programs, because I guess that goes back to in the summertime that you providing service for the schools really helps the children as well, correct?
Right. So the kids are obviously, everybody has a huge heart for kids that are food insecure. So I'll talk a little bit about our Buddy Backpack program, and that is for food insecurity over the weekend. So somebody noticed a long time ago that a child was sitting at the lunch table. They'd already eaten, but they were sort of hoarding. They were starting to grab food from their classmates' lunch trays, taking it back to the classroom, putting it in their backpacks to take home, because although they'd eaten for lunch that day, they're part of the maybe free and reduced lunch program, they knew that they were going to be hungry over the weekend. And what people don't understand, what I didn't really understand until I started working here, is the emotional distress that causes besides just the physical distress. So we have a Buddy Backpack program. We work with the school counselors and all of the ISDs to put protein, shelf-stable protein like peanut butter and meat, and put a healthy package together that they can just drop in their backpacks on Fridays. So that's a wonderful program to support if people want to help out.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So.
Well, and that's something that you're right. I couldn't imagine, as you speak of, really the not only the need, but also the stress that it puts on the kiddos there. Yeah. So what a phenomenal thing for your organization to do. And like you said, you're located right off of 242, correct, and 45. And so Jen and I will have to come. We're going to have to come in and find the new facility, check it out, certainly share that with our listeners. Our YouTube subscribers can get a bonus here in the weeks to come. And then also just learn about, just the great program and trying to help others, because I think we love to do that ourselves, and I know our listeners do too. This community is amazing. So I'm so impressed. I know many of our listeners are going to go on to mcfoodbank.org, find out how they can get connected, whether it be donating or volunteering their time, making a difference, right? So, ladies, I know that before we go, I want to make sure if there's anything you want to kind of highlight and special before we kind of take a break and come back, because I've got something in store for you two ladies. We're going to kind of have a showdown with you just for fun. But is there anything else you want to kind of highlight and share about the Montgomery County Food Bank before we have our break?
As far as highlighting it, I just want to shout out to my staff. We do have an amazing staff, and we're there to help. We're there, if you have any questions about volunteering or donating or Super Bowl for caring or our gala, please give us a call. We're happy to answer any questions. If you want to come volunteer or even take a tour, we're all about that. So mcfoodbank.org, come find us, and we want to engage. So.
Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. And, of course, we're going to take a short break, but when we come back, we're going to put these ladies on the showdown. They're going to be a tag team against Jen. It's still fair, though, because,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm okay.
I'm like 2 against 1. She'll be all right. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, but you want to stay tuned. Again, we've got Montgomery County Food Bank here to join us, Allison and Bina. Now, we're coming back for a game of fun, but we're going to still be making sure you have all their handles to be able to get online and get connected with them, all right? It's Grit and Grace with Jen and Mare. Stay tuned.
I don't know about you, but I need me some more of that grit and grace. Where are you at, Jennifer and Merideth?